Troglodyte warning. Hi, my name's Anthony Jones. I like to talk about politics. And today we're going to talk about Konstantin Kisin's revelation that he is actually right wing. Because anybody who has seen his content does not know this. He calls himself a centrist, but as everybody knows, most people who call themselves centrist are right wing. They just don't like admitting it. But now he's realized he's had a revelation. So let's break down his political journey to the right wing.
Fine, call me right wing.
Yes, I will.
For years, I've aggressively rejected the label of conservative and right wing, not only because it was being used as a smear in elite discourse, but also because it doesn't accurately reflect how I think. My political journey is best summarized by this cartoon from my friend Colin Wright at Reality's Last Stand. That said, being right-wing was never a term of insult to me because it has never occurred to me that half of every country in the world is evil. What, we should demonize anyone who's on the right? Really?
Why not? He demonizes people on the left constantly. Why? When you hold different values, you are allowed to criticize the other side. And also as well, what he doesn't realize, he criticizes Muslims who have different values to us, non-progressive values, and then he's criticizing them. But we know there's a link between poorer countries' low socioeconomic status and having more regressive views. Anti-feminism, anti-homosexuality, anti-trans views. So which one is it? Again, this guy has no values. That's why now he can say, I'm a centrist. I'm not right-wing. I'm not right-wing. Oh no, I am right-wing. Because he doesn't believe anything. When will he realize he's a dumb grifter? I'm waiting for that video.
How carefully have you thought about this? How many woke people do you really think there are in the US Marine Corps or in the British SAS?
There are more progressive people. People at the top are more progressive. Like the idea that certain areas are just like conservative or liberal. You'll have a mix. Like people are complicated politically. There would be quite leftist people in the military who don't like war, who don't like the empire. So the idea that, in the military, everyone hates gays and trans. Stupid.
What, we're going to pretend that the men and women who defend our country have nothing to offer it when it comes to values, mindset, and worldview? And yet, the consensus...
Such a straw man. He's got no argument. I actually find it really difficult to listen to this guy because everything he says is so fucking dumb. Like, I might not make it to the end of this video. He's so fucking
opinion
stupid.
In the barracks is the worst possible opinion you can have if your job is to tell people what to think on TV every night.
What
really?
The fuck?
You know which other
he's so stupid with his non sequiturs.
Professions lean right? Engineers, farmers, business owners, the people who build the buildings we live in, grow the food we eat, and create jobs for most of us.
Has he got any data to back that up? I bet he hasn't, because some business owners are actually quite left-wing. He doesn't realize that. The wealthier you are, often you do want to pay more taxes. You become more, you realize how lucky you are to have wealth. So it's not as black and white as you'd like to think it is. And the idea that, we can't criticize people for their regressive values on women and saying, homosexuals shouldn't exist and trans people are evil. Yes, we have that freedom. But like the fact he's trying to defend it, he's just so pathetic.
They have nothing to offer? Surgeons, to whom we pay a lot of money because we entrust them with cutting our loved ones open with a knife in order to save their lives, they have nothing of value to offer.
Again, any evidence that surgeons are more progressive and less progressive? Surgeons are probably more progressive, actually, because they realize they're highly educated individuals who go through 7 years of medical school, 4 years of junior doctor. I guarantee they will be more progressive.
For our society? Really? I never thought of the term right-wing as an insult because I didn't regard being right-wing as a bad thing. That's also how I've always thought about the left.
Okay, so if you don't think it's a right, why would you criticize Muslims then, saying holding regressive views? If you think right-wing, again, values traditionalism, the idea that women should be, again, not having freedom, because, again, if he believes in traditional values, he doesn't believe that women should have freedom. because they are progressive views. He would be against votes for women. He would be against civil rights for black people. That's a traditional value. That's what we had in the past. So which one is it? Are you conservative or not? Because he's always saying, oh, Muslims hate homosexuals. Okay, do you then? Because his ideology is incoherent. What does that even mean, traditional values? What do you mean? 200 years ago? 500 years ago? 10,000 years ago? Exactly. But he would cherry pick what he wants. Like, oh no, women can have the vote. No, homosexuals shouldn't have to be stoned. He has no values.
Both sides of the political spectrum have valuable instincts that need to be incorporated into our public policy to create a harmonious society, right? How naive I was. As my profile began to grow, so did the questions of, but are you right-wing though? I quickly deduced from the tone and body language that the question wasn't exactly being posed with an open-minded curiosity.
Like he would with a left-winger. He's always going on about... Already he's used the word woke in this video, so anything he says is fucking complete idiocy.
This was a trap designed to give the listener an excuse to ignore what I was saying.
No, it's not a trap. God, see, he's got no argument. It's a trap. No, if you have right-wing views, that has a set of associations that are regressive. Historically, you would have been against homosexual rights, black rights for Jews, rights for women. So he is going against the forces of history that are progressive. Would he roll back these? No, of course he wouldn't, because he doesn't believe in anything. He has these views because they're popular and he can make money and get clicks off it. That's it. He doesn't care. He probably is more progressive than he probably lets up. He's a grifter.
All I had to do was confess my right-wingness, and everything I did and said would suddenly become tainted. Ooh, right-wing. This started with free speech, of course. This value, which the left had fought for most of my adult life, was suddenly, to my great surprise, a right-wing talking point.
No, he, again, completely mischaracterizes it. Free speech isn't absolute. We also have free speech to call out on your racism. That's it. Like, that's the thing. They think freedom of speech means freedom of consequence or freedom from criticism. No, that's not how it works. You have freedom of speech, and so do I. And if you say something fucking stupid, like he is now, I get to call it out. It's a beautiful system that works pretty well, actually.
I wonder what comedian George Carlin, a hero of mine, who spent most of his career mocking religious conservatives...
I guarantee George Carlin would not be on the right wing. He would be on the left. He'd be ridiculing people like him. He would laugh at someone like him. He'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you going on about so much about trans people and immigrants? Get a fucking life, you fucking idiot.
Conservatives would make of this, given that he had himself arrested under obscenity laws in 1972.
Exactly, he's a conservative. Obscenity laws. He would have been riling against fucking Carlin back in the day. Like, conservatives don't like freedom of speech, only when they want to be racist. That's it. Anytime a leftist says anything, oh God, they're clutching their pearls. Fucking hell, this guy's an idiot.
For performing a routine called 7 words you can never say on television. Then I discovered that being patriotic was right-wing. When I used to do stand-up, I'd often joke...
Yes, it is. Like, the idea that you're defined by your nation is such a regressive idea. People don't give a fucking shit. They're living their lives. They don't define themselves by a little bit of fucking land that they were born on. Like, patriotic, I love my country. Who gives a fucking shit? Get on with your life. Oh, patriotic, what does it fucking mean? A nation state is a new idea. Oh, I'm English, I'm better than you. Oh, you're Welsh. Oh, fucking hell. He has no values. He's a fucking... Oh my God.
That I love this country and I say so publicly, which is how you know I haven't integrated. It always got what comedians proudly call laughter of recognition in woke comedy clubs up and down Britain.
Woke comedy club. Oh, he's such a fucking idiot. Woke. Ugh.
But I do love this country. I want the country I raise my children in and the civilization it's part of to be good. And I recognize that it is good. Not because I think it's perfect, but because I've experienced the alternative. And then there was immigration. The position which had always been held by all sane people everywhere suddenly became controversial. Apparently, wanting to make sure that people who came to your country did so legally was racist. As someone who...
This is a straw man, complete straw man. Anybody, again, he's conflating refugees who come over legally through irregular means on small boats to get here. That's not illegal. There's a reason why they're not arrested in Dover. They are processed, and 80% are actually accepted as refugees. He's conflating illegal immigration with refugees, asylum seekers. And it's a sleight of hand that's very dishonest. He doesn't care. He's a fucking immigrant himself. He benefits from it. So the idea that, oh, these are coming over. No. People who come over, they're processed, and if they're not credible, they get sent back. Keir Starmer literally deported 10,000 illegal immigrants the other day. So it's a straw man. Everybody knows that immigration benefits the economy, the country, a fifth of the workforce. People are basically told to be concerned about certain things. I mean, immigration is the scapegoat. Any problem in society now, immigrants' fault. Infrastructure, public spending, never the Tories, never the austerity, never the tax cuts for the wealthy, never the fact that they've decimated the public sector. Immigrants the problem. And it's a complete straw man. He's lying to you. He doesn't believe
Who
this.
did come to this country legally. That's just insane. Countries need borders. This isn't controversial, but now it is right-wing.
Yes, it is controversial. It is controversial. That's what caused, like, they are a new thing. Like, borders have been around about 100, 200 years. They're a new phenomena. Like, for tens of thousands of years, we didn't have borders. Borders actually create a lot of problems because you have border disputes, and that's what creates war. Yeah, we're territorial animals, but borders are a new thing, and they are a made-up thing.
Over time, I became increasingly defensive when people asked me whether I was on the right. But after spending...
Yeah, because you don't have any values. Of course you would. If someone asks you your political position and you get defensive, you are a weak person. You don't believe in anything. He can't be honest with his views. And again, he's still not being honest now. He's saying, oh, I'm a centrist for years. I'm not a right-winger. And now he's gone, oh yeah, I am a right-winger. Because he literally does not have any values. He just goes with whatever the left doesn't like. That's it. Oh, anti-woke. That's what he gives a shit about. And it gets clicks. He will make money off this. And that's all that matters to him.
2 weeks on each side of the election in the United States, I just don't care anymore. I was at the Trump event in Madison Square Garden, which was roundly described as a Nazi rally. I did not go there with my MAGA hat and pom-poms. I went there to see it with my own eyes as an independent journalist. You've probably...
See, they're trying to distance himself. Oh, he is a centrist. He's non-biased. No, he isn't. He supports Trump. He can't, and again, he can't be honest about that. He can't say, I like Trump's policies, because, again, he has no values.
Read or watched my satirical take on what I saw there. But in all
satirical, it's not funny. He's the least funny comedian ever.
Seriousness, the gap between the media lies and reality was too big for me to leave the event unchanged. What affected me most was not what I saw.
What lies is that? Donald Trump is a convicted felon. He's a rapist. He was friends with Epstein. What about this is false?
It was what I didn't see. I didn't see racism. Well, and
the idea that racists are just going around saying like racial slurs is so fucking stupid. Oh my God. Just everything he says is so fucking stupid.
Your comedian made some jokes and the media said he made racist remarks.
Yeah, but again, it's context. In a political rally, you get a comedian. He wasn't even funny, first of all. So, again, and also, right-wing comedy is just fucking hate. I'm sorry, it's just fucking hate. He was saying stuff he believes in. He wasn't making an ironic joke. He wasn't joking about Republic. He could have made a joke about Donald Trump. No. He makes a joke about Puerto Rico, an island that, fairly poor, doesn't even get a fucking vote in the elections. How is that funny? It's not funny. It's just punching down in a way that's not... There wasn't even a setup.
But there was no actual racism. I didn't see an angry mob. To my British...
That's a pretty fucking low bar. I didn't see an angry mob. Therefore, no racism. Fuck me.
It looked more like a WWE event. Political entertainment. The people who were there didn't agree with the comedian's racist comments.
How does he know that? How does he know that?
It's just that, unlike journalists, They know the difference between comments and jokes. I
Oh
saw
yeah.
none
Oh, it's just a joke. When the okay, when the non-funny comedian says the hateful thing that Donald Trump always says, "Oh, it's a joke now." Fuck
of what
me.
I'd been promised. And that was eye-opening. It's difficult to communicate what this is like to someone who hasn't experienced it, but the nearest I can get to it is this photograph. Look at it. Does the man in the middle look like he thinks the man on the left is a Nazi whose supporters
Oh
are
my
garbage?
god. That is not a fucking argument. He has no arguments. That's not an argument against Trump not saying racist things and saying he wants to deport 20 million illegal immigrants. What the fuck is he saying? This is why I can't watch him, because he never says anything.
And yet that is exactly what he said a week before the election. My point is, the media lies
He doesn't have a point.
weren't exaggerations. They were just lies. And seeing is believing.
Again, what lies? He's not said anything that's a lie. Because if he actually committed to something, we could find out it's not a lie. What lies? No one is lying about Donald Trump. He's lying about everyone. Everything he says, every accusation from Trump is a confession. Interesting, he does not say one of the lies. All the lies. What fucking lies?
But most of all, what I saw in America was choice. You could vote for more of the same, or you could vote for someone who would come in and actually do something.
What did Trump do? He just cut taxes for the wealthy, increased deficit spending. He is more of the same. He's an elite establishment figure who ran with the richest man on the fucking planet. He is more of the fucking same. People's living standards will not increase. This guy is a fucking moron.
Unlike the British Conservative Party, which spent 14 years being woke before limping out of
Yeah, being woke with all that anti-fucking trans rhetoric from Suella Braverman and all the anti-immigration and fucking cutting public services. Yeah, they were so woke, weren't they?
office, handing an even more woke Labour Party a gigantic
Just mean the word woke. Just say woke. The woke. Woke.
parliamentary majority, the American right isn't messing around. You may hate Trump's appointees, but you can't argue they don't
At least he's even conceding that his appointees are fucking horrible. Like, fair, he's got a little bit of self-awareness there.
represent a break from business as usual. You think the
How?
military
No, but how? You need evidence of that. How No, he doesn't. He said he was going to drain the swamp, build a wall, do all this stuff. He didn't do it.
is going to be woke under former Army National Guard officer
Okay, just say woke. Just say woke.
Pete Hegseth? How do you think DEI is going to fare under Elon and
Oh,
Vivek?
God.
Do you think Tom Homan, former
DI, again, just a racist dog whistle for people of colour.
acting director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, is going to keep the border open?
He isn't going to do that. Yes, they rely on cheap labour. Their agricultural industries literally rely on Mexicans holding it up. They ain't doing shit.
Trump's appeal is not that he's a steady hand who will maintain the country's stable and positive trajectory. It's that
It's because he's a populist who lies and exaggerates of what he will do, but he won't deliver. That's how he got success. He's very good at selling bullshit. It's literally his career.
he represents an opportunity to avert disaster. And the truth is, as I've been warning
How? No, he doesn't. How did he deal with COVID? That's why fucking Biden won. He has no idea.
for some time, that is exactly what the West is on course for if we don't change direction. I didn't know how exactly I'd feel when Trump was elected. Turns out I was relieved.
Yeah,
He's
of
not
course you are.
incompatible with being a centrist or a radical moderate or an independent. But the luxury of nuance lasts only until the day of the election, the one
The nuance from this guy. Fuck me.
day that actually matters. The world of many shades of grey becomes black and white inside the voting booth. So
Oh yeah, and an us versus them mentality of Donald Trump, like, oh, the enemy within. Yes, he's so nuanced and embracing nuance on how people live their lives. Yes, Donald Trump. Yes, definitely nuance is a word associated with Trump.
I will maintain my intellectual independence. I'm too disagreeable not
Oh yeah, yeah, your intellectual independence by saying, "I'm a centrist. I'm a centrist." Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm right wing. Where are you gonna go next? Far right?
Not to. But after what the Democrats tried to pass off as presidential material in the last election, and the way that Starmer's government is about to nosedive the British economy, it's time to acknowledge that the left is asking all the wrong questions and has none of the answers. As journalist Josh Barrow hilariously observed 2 weeks ago, the Democrats were the party which committed itself to transgender surgeries for illegal aliens and then failed to actually perform any. If opposing this
Oh, this is
insanity makes me
fucking bullshit. Like the thing, he's got nothing. He's got nothing. That's all he can say. Nothing. Can't talk about the economy. Can't talk about actually how good Biden was with trade unions. He has nothing.
right wing, so be it. Ultimately, the choice is between civilization and people who think men can give birth.
Fucking non-argument. Civilization. What does he mean by fucking civilization? Fucking idiot. Like, and men could be. Yes, men can give birth. Yes. How astonishing. How scary.
Everything else is fluff. If you enjoy these videos, remember they're
No.
available.
So this is it. This is, at least he's being honest. Like, when someone says they're centrist, often they're not. Very rarely they actually are. It's a cover of being right wing because they want to seem like moderate. The ideas are palpable. They're not extreme. They're for women's rights, and they don't hate homosexuals and trans people. But he's shown his true colours now, and he's only going to get further right because, again, that's his trajectory. He is a supporter of Trump. He has no values. He will go where the money goes. He will go where the clicks go. That's simple. He has no values. He is a grifter. So comment below, when will he realize that he's a dumb grifter? When will he have that revelation? And will he do a video on it? Comment below and I'll see you in the next video.